Hello, bonjour. Welcome to Sugar for Your Lemonade, the neutral platform to discuss and normalize self-healing to the masses. Welcome your hosts, Ashval and Mel.
Good morning, Ashley.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good for the afternoon. Feeling pretty good.
Yeah. So what are you celebrating today?
It's kind of like a celebration gratitude. My aunt reached out. She has been listening to the podcast, and I haven't talked to her in a long time, but she was a huge influence in my life as a child. Like, she was like a huge rock and foundation for me. And I just I'm able to do what I am because of her support when I have nothing but love and gratitude for her. And like the fact that she reached out and she heard about it and she was like, I'm so proud of you. And it's just like, I was just like, oh, thank you. So it's just a shout out to my aunt. I love you. Thank you so much for listening.
Hi, Aunt. I don't know you, but thank you so much.
She knows about you.
Okay, good.
She knows you.
If she listens to the podcast, she knows more about my life than a lot of people.
And what's your brag?
You know what? I'm going to brag about the launch of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
That kind of little thing here. It's been going so well. The reviews have been amazing. So thank you so much, you guys, for supporting it. It was amazing. It's the kind of thing that you never know, right? You're going to put out there, and what if nobody listens to this? And then that was the complete opposite. We are every day so thankful to see downloads. The main thing.
And the comments.
And the comments.
And the shares.
And the shares.
And the private messages.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And that's my celebration of the week. Last night, I've got a message from a client and she's like, I've listened to the Dead Dads episode and something about what your dad said and gave you wisdom and whatever. And she decided to take the leap. And because she doesn't want to stay in the same patterns that she's been and her family's been for generations over generations. And she's taking the leap so her kids don't stay in that same pattern. And that really warmed my heart.
So what's her leap? What is she going to do?
She is starting her own business.
Oh, that's amazing.
She's leaving basically, she's in the process of leaving the job that she's been wanting to leave for a while. But it was kind of clear when she heard it on the podcast. I was in awe. I wanted to cry. And this is not something that I don't cry often about stuff like that. I don't get emotional. But last night I was amazed with this response, this message. So thank you so much for sending that because it confirms that what we're doing, the vulnerability and the amount of time that I said and the
By the way, Mel was really self-conscious about it. It was pretty cute. I think, didn't you put a challenge up? Like every time we say do a burpee?
Probably the best workout you've had in a while because I said it a lot of times.
That's okay.
But thank you so much for your words, guys. We take every single message and we are celebrating.
Well, we squeal. Oh my God! They were screenshot. Oh my God! Very exciting.
So that's my brag. And again, a gratitude, right?
That's pretty huge. So yeah, and I just to piggyback on that, thank you everybody who's been tuning in and sharing with your friends. And it's so exciting. And it absolutely just amps us up to keep going. We're just jazzed.
And we've got some pretty cool swag coming out. So we'll talk about this later.
Winter?
Just in time for winter. I'm sure that we'll be talking about it soon. But anyways, what are we talking about this week?
We have one other thing that you're working on is your journal.
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be swag and gear. Well, is that gear?
I don't know. It's an activity book.
Tools?
It's a tool.
There we go.
Yeah,
it's a tool.
That's a tool. Yeah, a tool to make your life better.
So just keep your eyes and ears peeled because we got stuff coming down the tube.
Down the tube.
So Mel, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about words.
So juicy.
So juicy.
I fucking love words.
Yeah, you were one. Remember? I was like, put that in because we have a, how do you call it? A vase where we put ideas of things we could be talking about. And I was like, put the words in the thing. So this week I got triggered by a friend of mine /client /athlete that I know posting something on Instagram about her journey into doing an Ironman. So an Ironman is pretty intense.
Aren't those 18 hours, 21 hours?
We would have to ask Mama Bear Kim about that. I have no idea. I don't know why.
I know it's more than an hour. And so I kind of tune out after that. But damn, anybody that does Ironman's kudos.
Kudos. Good job for you guys. It's unreal, the dedication that you need to do that. I saw the post though, and it was something about...
It's I know I'm not the fastest or I'm never going to be or something like that.
Yes, that's what it is. It was something I know I'm not going to be the fastest or the best person out there, but I will try my best. Something like that. And it triggered me. I was like, no. We're going to take off the, I know I'm not going to be the best or what. And I said, we will train as hard to raise the best we can. Just reframe. Let's reframe. And it really triggered me to start talking about words and the importance of words. And a mindset setting as an athlete in life, and when you start a project, when you're about to do anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Like words are everywhere.
Everywhere, every day, every second.
Yeah. I see this a lot. Like I don't work with athletes like Mel does, but I see this a lot just like in my everyday sessions with my clients, like for subconscious imprinting. So much negative self-talk, like just unreal. And it's so normal, right? I hear it and I'm like, stop it. Like I just like, it causes me like some anxiety. I'm like, why are you being so mean to you? Like why are you doing that?
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
And I corrected my partner over and over and over until he stopped saying that. But
if only because he was annoyed at you correcting him.
Probably.
Whatever the motivation is,
he stopped saying it. But as soon as he would make a slight mistake, he would drop something on the floor. Fuck, I'm so dumb. Fuck, I'm so stupid. And I would be like, I'm like, babe, I do not date stupid people. And I'm like, stop saying that. And he was like looking at me. Well, I made a mistake. Point. Yeah, that's it. Like, I'm not dumb because I dropped something on the floor. I'm not stupid. I just made a mistake. And then we can correct it. Like, we can reframe it. You use adorable.
I do.
Or cute. Yeah. Oh, I'm so cute. I dropped this on the floor. And it just reframes it. It makes it positive and makes it kind of funny instead of being like, I'm so fucking dumb.
Or like the fourth time I left the lights on in my car and killed the battery. That was adorable. Let me tell you. I'm like, oh boy, I did it again. I am cute.
Can we talk about the time where I don't know that adorable or cute was the word that came to mind when I thought about you?
Maybe not immediately.
So I think it had been the third or fourth time that, yes, Ashley had left her lights on for some various reasons, but winter came in. Winter came in, and back then I had a little SUV, and Ashley had to drive really far to Atchison for some clients. And I was like, you know what? You take my car today. There's good winter tires, and you're going to be safer, and I'll just grab your car, and I'll go to the city and work. And I thought, I was like, I'm such a good friend. This is going to be so great. So she leaves really early in the morning. I get to sleep in a little bit that day. And I get into Ashley's car to go to work. And I start the car, and the car didn't start. The lights were on. I was like, why?
So now Mel is panicking, trying to get AMA over, trying to get to work, trying to tell her clients not to be late. And I might have ruined your day. It's undetermined, but
no, I think I think the text was, you left the lights on. You will be paying for the Uber. I love you.
I accepted that. I was like, yes, here's my credit card.
It was still adorable.
It was cute.
Yeah.
We can laugh at it now.
We can laugh at it.
But like words are so powerful because like it's literally a vibration that's coming out of your body. So like I can't see the word, but like it's coming out. So like words there's a density to them or a lightness to them, depending what you're saying. So if you're saying a lot of negative things about yourself or other people or just negativity in general, there's going to be a heavy density to that. And we have enough people doing that. Well, that's going to create a global density, right? So it's like words are so powerful and they are a double-edged sword. Like you can bring somebody up and you can tear them right down. Like it really depends on your intention on how you use them, but they are powerful. So we really want to kind of dive into what that is today.
Have you noticed too that people that always have negative self-talk end up attracting people that are negative, and they have also negative self-talk, and their little circle around them is all negative,
and then they just sit there being angry at everything all day.
Everything.
But I mean, like it's what's that called, like the secret or whatever it is, like the power of attraction. It's a real thing. Like you put that out there, that of course that's what's going to come back at you. If you're talking about how everybody's such a dumbass, they're so stupid, and fuck no, why can't anybody drive, or whatever it is your issue is. Well, yeah, you're going to always get cut off in traffic. You're always going to have these people coming your way. You're going to have these people that just don't get it. And how can they not understand this? And it's like, well, because you keep asking for them.
And and then they'll pick a fight with you in the line at the store. Like the random thing that they will be attracted to you because you're throwing that, you're like sending out that kind of vibration to the world.
I find words can be very triggering and like they can invoke a lot of emotion. And so I have a specific example is with COVID and everything going on, with schools going back. When they went back the first few weeks, I was driving around and on the radio, they're like, there's been an outbreak at blah, blah, blah schools. So they listed off like whatever, 3 or 4 schools. I immediately went to zombie apocalypse. I'm like, oh my God, it's like a full on like outbreak. What are we going to do? And then
just picking up rice.
Oh yeah, stocked everything. But then they continue to explain that an outbreak is 2. Like 2 people is considered an outbreak. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that is a really big word to say outbreak in a pandemic. Like, that is going to invoke a lot of fear. Because let me tell you, I felt everything in my body. I was like, oh my God. Like,
panic
immediately.
Yeah.
And like, okay, 2 people, like, that's not ideal. But like, is that an outbreak? Turns out it actually is. I talked to one of my nurse friends because I was seriously, guys, I was so irritated. I was irritated that they were allowed to use this kind of verbiage. Because I'm like, they're doing this on purpose to make people scared. And that pissed me off. But then I asked one of my nursing friends, I was like, listen, is this really what it is? She's like, oh yeah, that's what it's considered. Like, it's considered an outbreak. And I'm like, so this is very normal for you? She's like, yeah, it's no big deal. I'm like, okay. So you heard that, no red flags, nothing. You just went on with your day. Me not having that education, not knowing what that word meant, had like basically a full on panic, like, holy shit.
0 to 100.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's just very interesting how one word can create so much and like fear, so much fear.
Fear.
And like, why are we programmed? Like, so I hear that and I'm like, have that zombie apocalypse vision. But then I hear something that's like really pleasant or very joyful. I might not always feel that the same. Like it might not even register.
There's no charge.
Yeah. So it's like, well, why? Why don't we feel the happy ones just as powerfully as we hear these negative, scary, fear-mongering ones? It's very curious. Well, I guess the answer would be to be curious about it.
To be absolutely curious. I never even thought about that. I never even thought about how I feel if I hear a positive word compared to a scary word like that, right? I never even thought about that. So that's a really interesting point of view.
Because like,
perspective.
Like, let's use our comments, for example, people commenting on the podcast. Like, that feels really great. And it's like, oh, that's nice. And like, it feels nice, but like that impact of that is not the same as when I heard outbreak, right? So it's like, it's so nice to read these things and hear those things, but like, why couldn't I be just as jazzed at that same level?
And
like,
let's flip it up. Let's say we would have a review that is like these girls are completely dumb and stupid. That would have a lot of charge.
It would.
We would spiral a little bit.
Oh, I think we'd be real sassy for a bit.
We will.
A lot of finger wagging. Be like, who do these people think they are? And then we'd be like, oh my God, who are we? And then coming back, like, yeah, I can see it. I can see a whole circle there. Yeah.
So thank you for sounding positive.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Although we are willing to receive the gore as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you know what?
Absolutely.
That's just how life is. You can't be in that little bubble forever.
Yeah. When we talk about like the negative and all that stuff, I gave a homework not too long ago to a client. I told her that she needed to start playing. She needed to start playing, to kind of turn her kind of negative into positive. She was trying to basically attract clients. Okay. And I was like, you need to make yourself magnetic. And how do you make yourself magnetic? Personally, I think is by rising your positivity and your vibration. So think about someone you see in the street and they look so happy. They're walking their little puppy and they have a super sweet outfit and they're just like happy. You kind of want to go hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
If you see someone in the street that is walking, their heads down, their shoulders are in, they're a lot like,
kind of slumped,
you probably won't be attracted to go and interact with that person. So this is where the self-talk, like the affirmations, I gave her some affirmations to do every morning to just rise up that vibration and like send out to the world, like, I am a happy person. Come hang out with me. So that was my homework. And I've been trying to do that on myself too, like daily, to just rise up my vibration. And it freaking works because the happier you are, people just want to be around you.
It turns out. I really like the affirmations. I like to do that for my clients too, is I'll get them to write on their mirror in their bathroom, actually. So you can just use like an expo marker, like a dry erase expo marker, and you can write it on there. But like to see something like that every day and start your day off like that, it does make a difference. Because when you're saying those words, those positive affirmation words to yourself, if that's how you're starting your day, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
that's not a bad thing.
Every day still, 3 of them, 3 positive affirmations, and it changes everything.
I remember when I started my positive affirmations, it was really hard. Like I really didn't know what to say or like gratitudes. Like, and so I started really small. I remember like my 3 gratitudes in the morning was that I got to have coffee and that there's gas in my car and that I woke up. And it was just like pretty basic. But you know what? It started something and it really did help me build momentum and it helped me to like think bigger, be more grateful for different things. And like, I guess recognize the gratitude in other things more was really what I learned from it. But yeah, like just starting really small. So it doesn't have to be super fancy and really like deep and crazy meaningful out the gate. But if you're just saying something nice to yourself or being grateful for something, like it gets the ball rolling.
And you'd be surprised how many people have when I tell them to journal or have a gratitude practice, they have no idea how to start. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what you just said. I'm really thankful for how great my coffee tastes right now. I am really thankful that I can afford paying for this coffee. Like it started really, really small, but as you said, and still some days I'm like cranky a little bit. But
that's just being human. And that's being an adorable little human. If you're a salty bee, you just be a salty bee. That's cool. We'll try again tomorrow. And what if today you are only thankful for your coffee, your house, and having a car? Then that's already that's like an amazing lots, day. That's right? A lot. We're so conditioned to want like more. Like just, yes, it's great to dream for bigger and have more, but also be happy for what you got in your life is amazing. Even if it's the small stuff.
I
wanted to kind of touch on the negative self-talk a bit more, just because I see this so much with my clients, and I'm sure you do too. Might be in slightly different ways, like because you deal more like with athletes, so it's slightly different, but same. I read something very powerful by Louise Hay, actually, and this was a long time ago, and it's that the subconscious does not have a sense of humor. So when you're always saying things like, I'm so dumb, I'm stupid, I'm an idiot, I'm stuck in this job, I can't do anything else, I'm fat, I'm ugly, like anything like that, like your subconscious will literally take that as truth. So, and like maybe examples for your athletes, like I'm never going to lift that. Like that's too hard. I can't move that fast. I can't, whatever. Right. But as soon as you put those in, then your subconscious is like, or your subconscious, is like, okay, I guess we're dumb. And then it will seek ways to prove it.
Yeah.
And that's wild. Yeah. And like, that's why it's like, why would you do that to yourself? So the subconscious does not have a sense of humor. So let's go back to me being so adorable, leaving the lights on for the fourth time, completely screwing Mel over. Like, I wasn't like, oh, that's adorable, Ashley. Like, that was adorable, Ashley. Like, it was like, there was like a very intense charge behind it. But what my subconscious heard was, that's adorable. Mm-hmm. And that is what matters. So you don't have to necessarily believe the words that you're saying, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't say them, because they will become a truth, because your subconscious will start to look for reasons why. I'm so smart. I'm kind of struggling with this, because you can be. Let's say you're learning a new concept. I'm really struggling with this, but I know I'm going to get better at it. Or I'm going to I know I'll learn this, or this is getting easier every day. Like anything like that. So it's not about lying to yourself, but it's about not reaffirming the negative and instead choosing a positive and then allowing it to become a future truth.
I find that the way you say that, because you're saying the subconscious doesn't have a sense of humor, because adorable humans that we are, we're gonna try to turn it as a joke. Like your conscious mind will be like, I'm so stupid sometimes. You'll say it like with a smile and laughing, just so it's sort of accepted that you're saying it. And that's why like it doesn't have a sense of humor. I said it many times and you corrected me many times, like when we first met, because I kept being like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Like, I'm so dumb to do that or what. And you'd be like, Mel, the subconscious doesn't have a sense of humor. And I was like, okay. And then reframing, fine. I was like, what are you talking about? Everyone says that. It was adorable. But like, it took me a while to change it. But I guarantee you that you don't hear me saying that. Ever.
Oh, like ever.
Right. And it's a big thing.
What you brought up there, though, with it's almost used as a preemptive defense mechanism, right?
You're giving yourself an out.
Yeah, you're giving yourself that out. You're giving yourself, you're deflecting before you can get hurt. You're assuming a judgment, perspective, point of view of somebody else. So you're going to put it out there before they can put it on you, just so that you don't have to take it if they give it to you. It's like, what? Chances of that person actually having said judgment, perspective, point of view is limited. And even if they do, that's theirs.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it can be used as a defense mechanism.
That's exactly what this is. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it before they say it.
Exactly.
So I won't be hurt because I've already put it out there. So now it's funny. And then they're like, yeah, it's true. You're so dumb. Which never really, like, it doesn't happen often. That someone will be like, yeah, you actually are dumb.
No, but I mean, maybe it's something else that you feel really insecure about and that you just like and then you think like, you're empowering yourself and you're being in control by putting it out there. It's like, well, I put it out there. So like, now I'm in control of it. And it's like, well, technically, yeah, but like, are you actually empowered by this move? Or are you deflecting and defending?
Which other way would you see that deflecting?
Oh, like I see it a lot in clients who have kind of like early childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll say, you know, like whatever was happening in that time in their life, you know, mom did this, but that's okay because, you know, or it's okay because I turned out okay, or it's okay because I was strong enough I could handle it. It's okay because, so like it's okay because, or it's fine, but, or things like that. I find a lot of people use that as like almost a defense or deflection to downplay what happened to them. Because there's this, like I see it with people who, let's say they have a very verbally abusive parent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like that's what comes up in session is like, oh, my mom always like put me down, like maybe made fun of me, whatever, but she never hit me. It's like, okay, that's good. But like, that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that the verbal trauma didn't hit just as bad. Like maybe it didn't physically hit, but you still endured that. So I see that a lot in people, like almost looking for like a hierarchy in trauma, that it's like, well, I didn't suffer this abuse and I didn't suffer that, or so many people had it so much worse than me. So I only had this. And so like really downplaying what happened to them and the magnitude of the impact of that trauma. I see a lot of deflections with that.
It's true, actually. And I see it even in like current events when people are maybe in a relationship that's slightly toxic, and oh, he's doing this and that, which is fine, which is totally fine, which is fine. Like I hear that a lot, which is fine. It's like, is it? Is
like,
it
what
fine?
are you not looking at? Like, what are you scared to see?
Yeah.
And like,
at least he's not cheating on me.
Yeah.
What?
It's like, that's a low bar, but okay. Okay. Like, it's good. But like, that would be a really good opportunity to get curious in yourself is like, why am I defending this toxic person?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I putting up with this toxic person? But why am I defending them? Like, what else is in there? What other time in life have I had to do this? Because chances are you've done it before.
Yeah. If you're deflecting so quick, which is fine. Also, maybe the fear of like being alone or like rocking the boat. Maybe are not ready to rock that boat and have the tough conversations that we talked about in adulting, which is fine. Like you really are not ready to rock the boat, which as you said, let's be curious. Be curious. Why am I doing this? Like,
why am I afraid to rock the boat?
Mm-hmm.
When did I rock the boat before? And what happened when I did?
Mm-hmm.
Like, probably not such good things.
And also it could be a badge of honor. Look how strong I was as a kid. Look how much I could take.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Very like a lot of stoic kind of like martyrdom can come from that. Like I'm such a strong person because of like these things don't get to me. And it's like, well, they might not get to you, but I can guarantee you're storing them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're going to come out sometime. And that's why like a lot of issues kind of come out later in life. Like all of a sudden your joints aren't feeling so good. You get really bad arthritis or like you throw your shoulder out and it's because I'm getting old. It's like, well, is it? Like that can be part of it for sure. It can be a contributing factor, but it's like, or maybe your body's just tired of holding on to all of this and not releasing anything and just being that strong stoic martyr. Maybe it can't do it anymore. Yeah. Just a thought.
Oh, this is going to be a whole like other episode, the body and what it can take actually, and how badge of honor that is.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the body.
That'll be another time.
Yeah. Other ways that I see people giving themselves an out is the word try. Oh, I'm going to bring you back a quote that I've learned with my lifting coach, Kevin Zinnerman. Hello, Kev. If you're listening.
And his puppy, what's his puppy's name? Molly?
No. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, fail. That was a fail. My bad. That was my fail, Kevin, not Mel's. Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, I just think about that. Anyways, really cute puppy. At the gym where I used to do Olympic weightlifting is a sport that if your mind has like 1% doubt, you should not even attempt the lift. You're about to throw 200 pounds above your head. Do not do it.
There is no in between.
There's no in between. It's you're in or you're out. So there was a quote there that was a Star Wars quote that I'm not going to butcher. It says, do or do not, there is no try, with a little Yoda. So,
I just picture the Mandalorian Yoda, like baby Yoda.
Little baby one.
Little one. Anyway.
Do or do not, there is no try. Same. Anyways, I remember seeing that quote and I was like, that's dumb. Like, at first.
Okay.
I remember, like,
stupid Star Wars.
Yeah, stupid Star Wars again. Like, it's all everywhere. Like, whatever. I'm like, and then Kevin explains it to me. And he explains it in a lifting way.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say He's like, okay, let's attempt this, let's say 65 kilo. And I'm going to try. And he's like, no, you're going to do it. And I was like, yeah, I said I was going to try. And he's like, no, you're going to do it. And it didn't compute in my head. I was like, potato, we're talking the same thing. And anyways, and
But
then
you're
he
not
kept
talking
like
the same
explaining to me, he's like, as soon as you say try, you're giving yourself an out. So if you're telling me I'm going to try to do this, so if you fail that snatch or that lift, you're okay because you gave yourself an out. But if you say I'm going to do this, you're committing yourself. You're committing yourself 100% to give all you got. And if you fail, then that's okay. But don't give yourself the out of doing it. I see that at the gym so often. Like, it's unreal. And every time I've been correcting it and hoping to make a change. And maybe people look at me like I looked at Kev. That's dumb, Mel. But then eventually they're like, oh, I see what you mean now. Like someone, remember in your training days, like a box jumps. Remember, like it was hard. Like somebody that's never done that. And they're like, okay, I'm going to try. I'm like, no.
Just do
anything like that. But think about yourself in life. How many times you would say to just try, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to make more time for my partner. I'm going to try. You already know that you probably are not going to do it. If you say I'm going to try,
it's like putting maybe on the Facebook invite.
Yeah.
It's a no.
And
it's a no. And maybe it's a no. So a try is a no. And it goes back to the subconscious, right? The subconscious does not have a sense of humor. I'm going to try to do this. Okay, we'll just try. I'm going to do this. Oh, shit. Okay. Like, activate everything. Are we set up? Are we ready? Are we gripping the bar right? Is everything good? Okay, right? Like, there's going to be, the subconscious is going to take that very seriously because it doesn't have a sense of humor. I'm going to lift 200 pounds over my head. Okay.
Boom.
I'm going to be ready. Like, I'm not going to F around with that. So yeah, you're giving your body a cue. Like, hey, this is what's happening. Not what I would like to have happen. This is what's happening.
And the fear of failure in you is telling the people around you, hey, you guys, I'm going to try this. So you're already telling them, hey, don't judge me if I fail. Okay. Like, you're not going to judge me, right? If I fail, because I said try. But if I'm going to do this. And this is something that would really annoy me.
Please tell me that's your self-talk. I'm going to do this. Yeah, let's do this.
This is my masculine side, okay?
So now,
it comes up.
When I watch your videos, I'm gonna picture that voice.
I'm going to say it out loud for you before I snap. I'm going to do this.
Please do. Anyway.
But I do have like really confident people like that in my life that at first I would be annoyed with that confidence. They'll be like, I'm going to do this.
Did you think they were cocky?
Yeah. But
curious.
Then I learned there's a fine line between being cocky and confident. And I rode that line. I became quite cocky at some point. And
No,
you. But at first I was annoyed by the confidence and the cockiness of these people, but I decided to join their party and see how I would feel to feel that confident. And
well, what's cool about that is like you had some pretty heavy judgments about these people. And these people could give 0 Fs about your judgments about them because they're going to go do what they said they were going to go do. So how curious is it that when you decided like, hey, maybe I'm not going to judge them. Like maybe they are onto something. How much more were you able to receive?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you dropped that judgment. And that goes for like any judgments you have about anybody. Be curious about it and be like, what am I not receiving from this? Because I'm being like judgy.
Well, I would judge them. Yeah. Who are you to be so confident about yourself? Because I did not have that confidence in me. And it's so interesting. So when I switched it and I tried their thing, I was like, this is cool.
It's
and
like, oh, damn, they might be onto something.
They might be onto something. And that's why they look cool as a cucumber when entering like a competition floor. They don't have that self-doubt. They're not, I'm going to go try to win this. They're like, I'm going to win this.
Yeah.
And boom, that's a different aspect. Like, oh, maybe I'm going to try.
Or like, let's say you go for that lift, like I'm going to go do this. And let's say you don't make the lift. Oh, I tried. Like, that's fine. Yeah. Because you did. You've already done the attempt. You did try. Next one, I'm going to lift it. Yeah. Or I'm going to do this. So, I mean, it's not that you can't use that word, but it's like, when are you using it and how are you using it? Because like at the end, you drop the weight. Oh, it was a fail. That's cool.
It was a fail. And that's okay.
Like, move on. Because now it's a fact.
Exactly.
It's what happened. You missed that lift. I tried. Okay. Load up. Let's try again. Or no, let's try again. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, guys, again, do or do not. There is no try.
Mel's very proud of this quote. She actually wrote it down. She did not want to fuck up Yoda. She gets yelled at if she does.
I get yelled at by the Star Wars people. Like, they are serious. Another word, and that came to my awareness this week listening to a podcast, and it was the word just.
Ooh.
it's just me.
Mm.
I'm just checking on you. I'm just popping up here. Like if you Instagram or like you'll see people popping in on videos. I'm just popping on here. And so you already are telling the world that you're not going to take a full space. It's just a little bit of space.
Yeah.
But I've been correcting myself all week saying it's my new one. It's hard.
Well, I remember you messaged me about that. And I was like, oh, curious. And then I go to do a follow-up email with a client. Hey, it's just me, just checking in. Whoa, I used it twice. I'm like, what? So yeah, like it's one of those things that just kind of slides in there.
I know. And
so
then,
sneaky.
Yeah, because it is important. You are checking up on checking in on someone. You're not just checking out on someone. You're taking the time. I've deleted just of my text probably 50 times this week. And that's cool. A really good exercise to do. And just notice it. It's just me. Do you have time? It's just me. Like, no, I want a massage. Do you have room for me? Yeah. I'm a big deal.
And there's that cocky arrogance. Another word is but.
Yes. And we're trying to correct ourselves.
I hear what you're saying, but blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you're just negating everything that person said. You're actually taking them down instead of building them up. Right. So, I mean, like, but is such like a, you gotta watch how you use but and like the B-U-T, not B-U-T-T. We can talk about butts all day. That's totally fine.
We're not talking about those butts.
Not today.
Not today, anyways.
So yeah, I think that's something, I don't know if it's like access consciousness or from EHA or a combination of both, but I think you can use but in that sentence. Anyway, using the word and. So I hear what you're saying, blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah.
Instead of but.
Yeah. Because then it's acknowledging what you've heard. It's an acknowledgement and an addition to. So you're not taking anything away. Mm-hmm. Something I see in my clients a lot, how they talk to themselves about money. And I know we had a whole episode on money, but like how people like, I don't have enough money. I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't afford that. That's too expensive. I'll never be able to do that. Like just that kind of self-talk. That one really like grinds my gears. It looked like you were going to say something. No? I was like, oh, Mel's got like an epiphany coming. Nope.
I've said that a lot and you corrected me a lot.
Like Mel would get mad at me.
In terms money or goals. And it was more about the if and when. So something like, if I make this amount of money, then I will be able to blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha.
Instead, it would be when you make this amount of money, then So you corrected a lot of if and you removed them and you reframe them with when. That's another good one.
Yeah, that's actually, I use that one a lot.
And because when you said something about money, this is where my mind went. And the epiphany took a couple minutes to download. But
she looked very excited.
The words wouldn't come out. And it's one that I slip off a few times. But I'm better at it. But you will still be like, when this. Yeah. And it's a good exercise to do.
Because like the way the universe likes to present itself is not on your timeline. Let's get real. Like it just does not.
Whenever you want.
It's not a matter of if it will happen. It's always a matter of when it will happen. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's in 10 years. Nobody knows. But when it happens, it's going to be awesome.
Another way that words matters is, and again, I'm going to come back to workouts a little bit. When I was coaching.
Good. You're the workout person.
Yeah, I am a workout person. When I was coaching, a lot of things that I was trying to tell and instruct coaches to not say, or when they're explaining a workout or a movement, this is really hard, guys. But we can do it. Like so you already have put in someone's head that doing 100 burpees is hard. Or like the word burpees is hard. The words burpees in people's mind. I don't know what happened in Alberta, but everyone got traumatized by burpees.
What do you mean Alberta? I think it's a global thing.
Maybe.
I don't know that people in Quebec are so cool with burpees.
Well, I don't know that we knew what burpees were.
There you go.
We had probably a different word. But here you tell someone, hey, let's do 10 burpees. They're looking at you like you just asked them to commit a crime. And
that's one of those words that elicits a visceral reaction.
I'm like, let's do an adorable burpee.
Not the same effect.
But if you already are telling someone, okay, guys, this is going to be so hard, you see people's body shifting, and they're like anticipating the worst possible workout. And then instead, if you're selling it, and you can use near the end, it might get challenging.
Well, you don't have to lie.
I don't have to
This is going to be a challenging workout. And here's how you're going to do it.
Exactly.
Like this is a game plan, or this is how you can think about it, right? So it's not denying that it's because 100 burpees, seriously, that sucks no matter how you cut it. Like, there's really, but if you go in being like, oh my God, this is going to be the hardest thing. I'm just going to be like slurping at the end and I'm not going to be able to walk tomorrow. Well, yeah, you're going to have
You're
a bad
already
time.
starting at -10.
Yeah.
Like that one and pain. So our adorable coaches, sometimes they would be like, this is going to hurt your back during a deadlift.
Oh my God.
Andrea and I would be mortified. Would be, do not say that, please. Do not use the word pain or hurting. Might be uncomfortable. You might feel a tension. Reframe. The word pain, and it was a no word.
It goes back to the subconscious. The subconscious is like, oh, this is going to hurt. I'm going to look for it to hurt.
Exactly. I'm going to find a way to injure myself here. Yeah. And it was really interesting to watch this shift because like our newer coaches, and they didn't say that they were really being legit, trying to protect the person. But we're like, no.
Words matter.
Yeah, words matter. Let's not say that. And they would, like, you could see people in class' body being like nervous. We're going to hurt herself doing this? What?
That made me think of a funny story. Can I share?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was on vacation in Hawaii and we did one of those like canal tube ride things, like lazy river kind of thing. And this anyway, so we get there and it's all exciting. And our person that's like giving us our instructions is like, a lot of why people sign up and decide to do this tube ride is because of reviews. So on your review, are you going to say the water's cold? No. He's like, the water is crispy. The water is awakening. The water is, and he had, and it was so funny, but he's like, if people read that the water was so cold, they're not going to sign up and they're not going to do the tube ride. But it was just so entertaining that we came across it. Oh, refreshing was the other one. So we got in the water and I'm like, that is refreshing. Like, it was cold, but it was just so funny.
So funny.
Words matter.
Words matter. The guy is basically marketing you to give him.
I want to keep my job. We need people to come. You cannot say the water is cold.
Oh,
and
I love it.
I absolutely went on. It was such a refreshing ride.
But it's true. Often, like people, my clients, when I first started personal training, and I thought I was a batch of 100 back then. Oh my God, Mouse's workouts are so hard. I was like, maybe let's use challenging. Like I do want to book more clients.
Like, I need more people.
I
kind of want to go back to what you were talking about with your coaches, though, about how the words influence what's going to happen. And you can see that a lot just in every day. So like, let's say I'm introducing you to somebody new, be like, listen, this person's kind of a jerk. So just be nice. Like, it's just who they are. Right. So you have no idea who this person is, but I've set you up with the perception that they're a jerk. Like, just let it go. Like, it's just who he is. Right.
Yeah. So I'm already starting.
You're already judging. You're already going in and believing that this person is whatever I've just said it is. So it can be very insidious, like these things. Cause you think like, maybe I'm protecting my friend because like maybe this person is a little bit of a jerk, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't want my other friend to be like caught off guard that this person is, right? Because I've known them since the beginning of time, blah, 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 right? So I might be benevolently trying to protect this person, but really I'm just perpetuating
That's so true.
Right?
And
So
that poor person is starting at -10.
Exactly.
And you actually love that person. You're trying to help them out because they can be, let's say, Mel can be a little cocky. Well, now all they got to hear is all the cockiness.
Yeah. So that's why Mel is spicy.
Mel is adorably spicy.
Mel is adorably spicy. She's a spicy French potato sometimes. And we see a lot of that. Well, the royal we in gossip. Like gossip is like one of those. It is such like there's this book. It's called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Oh my God. I'm so sorry if I said your name wrong. But anyway, in it, one of the first agreements is to be impeccable with your word. And when he talks about gossip, he describes it as black magic. Ooh. That it's like, because the words, the vibrations, what you're saying, what's coming out of your mouth is so toxic. It's like a black magic. You're almost like cursing that person when you talk badly about them or when you engage in gossip. So like gossip is so toxic, but it's also so appealing because it connects you. right? Like look at any reality show, seriously, like, ugh, right? But what connects everybody is all of that like banter and the bickering and all of this. But it's just like gossip is so toxic.
You're so right. And that's kind of when you don't know really an environment, people will be quick to go kind of gossip because it's easy to connect with other people, right? People will connect. But, and
I know we're going to be so self-conscious now,
I've got called out on that like years and years ago about
for gossiping.
Well, going there, I was kind of going there for someone that something happened, and my first reaction was like to kind of bash the person, right? And
well, you were wounded. You were lashing out.
I was exactly.
Doesn't mean it's okay to do that, but that would be a reaction.
But up to that point, nobody ever kind of not put me down. Nobody sat me down with us. And my friend was like, no, Mel, we're not going there. We're not doing that. And I looked at him being like, hell, I'll do what I want. But at the same time, I was like, oh shit, no, this is not okay, Mel. And literally that changed my way to approach. I don't need to gossip to have friends. No. And that was literally the first time this was probably about 10 years ago. That changed me. Not that I was a huge gossiper, but you work in restaurants, you're a new person. Yeah. Someone's talking about, I want to be part of what they're talking about, who they're like. So the gossip was a thing, and I'm not proud of that. It's just something that was easy. Yep. But once the person told that to me, you are absolutely fucking right. I do not need to go there to prove my point. I can be such a better person. Yeah. And I am still thankful to him. Thank you, Andrew. But yeah, gossip, you are that black magic thing. That's pretty interesting.
I thought it was a neat way because it just gives it a different, it's a very powerful word, black magic. And when you think of when you're talking badly about somebody or putting them down or people or things or whatever it is you're discussing, any words you're using in a negative, low vibration, especially intentionally, you're cursing. You're cursing whatever it is you're talking about. That is a form of black magic. And I was like, that is a wild perspective.
And you can also curse yourself.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the negative self-talk.
That's all negative self-talk. But also,
you're literally cursing yourself.
Think about a situation that happened that may have been really traumatic. And you're telling yourself, I will never feel like this again. And you're taking a contract with yourself. You're like, I will never feel that sad again. Or something. Or I will never...
You make yourself this, promise, a contract.
A contract with yourself. And then suddenly you can't let that go. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, the black magic, the way you said it, I really like this. Thank you for agreements.
I know. So where do we learn our words? How many times, maybe, I don't know, maybe maybe it hasn't happened to you. Oh my God, I sound like my mom. Is that a yes? Okay. So if we think about it, our entire vocabulary is 100% influenced by who we're raised by.
Yep.
And how we're raised and where we're raised. That's kind of hard to say. Our social surroundings. Who are we around? What is the atmosphere around us? Who are our parents? Who are our family? That is who influences us. And that's why we have the self-talk we have and the words that we use, changing them up is breaking down paradigms. You are changing an entire generational system of thinking and speaking. And if you decide that you don't like that because it doesn't serve your highest good and you want to do different, you are literally breaking huge patterns. But we learn them. That's how we learn them is from our parents.
But also you'll notice who you hang out with. Oh yeah. I'll start taking your expressions. I'll come home and I'll be like, you're being a bee. That's not mine. I didn't used to say that. But and you'll decide who you hang out with and the vocabulary. Sometimes if your partner or whatever goes and hang out with a bunch of dudes for the weekend and they're bro talking and this and that, which is totally fine. Yeah. This is great. Oh, now I'm questioning everything I say.
And Mel's going to have an existential crisis. Yeah. If we're done, that's cool. I'll help her. Don't worry. I'll help her get through.
So anyways, your part. And then he comes back and the words, his vocabulary is quite different. There's a lot of fucks in it. There's a lot of shits. There's a lot of...
Even just witnessing it.
Yeah.
Witnessing my partner hang out with his friends. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. That is not how we talk at home. There's a lot of fart jokes. There's a lot of... I'm like... what? Like, just, yeah, it's wild. But it's influenced because, like, he goes way back with these guys. Like, they're super besties since forever. And it is fine, I think. Like,
and
especially
I think
in that
also
context.
it's in the environment. You put me with, say, lifting friends and CrossFit and dudes, and like things will come out differently the way I talk. And I think it's just normal. But
like AMRAPs and EMOMs and these things. And like, I don't even know anymore. It's been a while.
So yeah.
So I think moral of the story is your words fucking matter. Also, just because I said fucking there, curse words like that, they're vocabulary enhancers. I said it. I'm leaving it at that. They spice things up. It's fun. But words really matter. And like, I would challenge you to listen to yourself, both out loud, how you speak to people, others, and everything like that, as well as your internal dialogue. Mm-hmm. How do you talk to yourself? And are there words that you can do a little flip? Like, instead of, if this happens, subbing when it happens. Mm-hmm. Instead of, I'm so stupid, I'm adorable. Like, just the little switches. Oh, and dropping words like just and but. Like, are there little tweaks that you can do? And when you do them, how do you feel?
And to the Canadian people listening, we're going to drop the sorry, okay? We're going to stop saying sorry every goddamn words.
Yeah.
And that's my homework for you.
Because, like, then when you're actually sorry, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Like, are you sorry or are you just used to saying sorry?
Yeah, you think, like
no.
I'm trying to fix that habit, but that's my homework too. But someone's being like, oh, I'm so sorry. And it's sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Why are you sorry? Yeah. You needed me to move? That's cool. Just be milk and you move.
Was I in your way? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I just did it. Oh my God.
So on that note, those are the homework and conclusions.
I know my homework.
And it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But words matters. And I'm with you. Just listen to your self-talk and you'll see.
And it turns out that your body actually really likes to be spoken to nicely.
Yeah.
So as much as it's like, okay, hang on. Feedback I get from my clients is, oh my God, I had to correct myself like 50 times. And then I just stopped. It was depressing. And in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like you corrected yourself 50 times. Like that is amazing.
That is
like,
awesome.
That is so good. Right. So whether you correct yourself once or 1,000 times, like that is a huge win. And the more you correct yourself, the better, because that means you have more awareness around it. So it's not that you're such an awful person and you're doing all these horrible things and you're so bad to yourself. You have just allowed yourself to have such a heightened awareness that you can catch it now and you can change that like programming now. Absolutely. Like that is huge. That is empowering. That is powerful. And that is something that you should never be ashamed of. So 1 win or 1,000, it's huge. It goes a long way. Developing neural pathways takes some time.
It takes a lot. Yeah.
And so just, you got the rest of your life to figure it out. So just be gentle with yourself.
But you got to start now.
It's true.
So we introduced the concept of asking something that we're open to receive.
Ah, yes.
So what would you open to receive?
Do you remember what you were open to receiving last time? And did you get it?
Yes, it was an easy travel.
It was an easy travel.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think I asked for just like continued ease. And you know what? I think I'm going to continue asking for this continued ease just because like I've had moments of it. Life just is going in general. So like with my clients, with what like courses that I'm building, with this podcast, like just in my relationships, like everything just feels so not easy. Like there's still work like this, like I still have to do stuff, but there's so much like, ease in it. And I've never experienced such a long period of ease that I would be very happy to keep that going. So that's what I'm going to call forward is just this continued ease. Cause I've never experienced this in my body. I've heard, I want to experience ease in my body, but I didn't know what that meant. But now I'm actually experiencing it. I'm like, this is wild. So I would like that to keep going. So that's what I'm going to call forward.
Can I steal it? Can I ask?
You asked for some of that. That's okay.
I want that.
Fun fact. Yeah. If you ever see somebody that has something that you want, you call that to you. I'll have some of that.
Yeah, I will have some of that.
All right, go team.
It's true. And I'm going to piggyback and just confirm that it's true. Like the podcast, the practice, the sit class.
Well, you're at a new clinic that's like filling up.
A new clinic. Yeah, I had a crazy good. Anyways, yeah. And it's easy and it's not the kind of easy that you're like, oh yeah, it's so easy. It's at ease.
It's
I
ease.
really love that word. So I'm open to receive continuous ease in my life.
Beautiful.
Oh, how beautiful is that?
So good. And we invite all of you to call something forward.
Yeah.
If you want to call on the ease, that's fine. But like, what do you want to manifest for yourself? What do you want to call forward? What words do you want to use to bring something towards you that is going to bring you joy?
Oh,
Awesome.
so beautiful.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Can't wait till next time.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave a comment and a 5-star review. Remember to subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And while you're at it, follow us on Instagram. Oh yeah, and make sure you tell all your friends. We hope you were able to take away something new from this episode and maybe even find a new way to make lemonade out of your lemons. If you're still feeling a little sour, try a session with Ashval or Mel. Check the booking link in the show notes. This has been Sugar for Your Lemonade, signing off.